I think that whoever you are, your Arabic language learning would benefit massively from at least a period of more structure and accountability and support. And if you agree with that, then I have a fantastic episode of the Arabic with Sam podcast in store for you, because it is the time that we reopen the Arabic in 60 Steps program, the live version of it for Cohort 2. Cohort 1 is going so well. I'm having such an amazing time with the current students, and we'll be starting our second cohort on the 12th of November. So in this episode of the podcast, I'm going to talk you through everything you need to know about the Arabic in 60 Steps live program for you guys to find out whether it is the right program for you. So let's get into it. So recently I launched this to the newsletter actually, and within like a day, of the 18 places, 5 of them have already been taken. So there's actually only 13 places left currently as I'm recording this, although by the time I finish that might change. So I just want to run through what the program is like and what you can expect, and then a bit about the experience that it's been like so far for the students on the cohort already. If you want to hear from some of those students, by the way, if you go to arabic60steps.com, scroll down to the bottom and we've got some testimonials from students who are currently on the Arabic in 60 Steps program on cohort 1. So let me go through the facts. Let me go through a quick kind of fact list, quick kind of checklist for you guys to know. The main facts, the main important things about the program. So it is an 8-week program. The Arabic in 60 Steps program is, of course, 60 steps, and it's split up into 4 modules, each module having 15 steps within it. And I teach now each of those modules live as a live 8-week program. Of course, in 8 weeks, there's 16 weekend days, right? So we teach it 1 hour Saturday, 1 hour Sunday for 8 weeks. So there's 16 lessons. And within those 16 lessons, we go through all 15 of the steps for that particular module. And then we have 1 extra lesson to play around with. We can use it either for revision or, whatever else we think is most appropriate for the students. The class sizes are really small. 3 students max per class. So in this cohort, I'm taking 6 classes. And there'll be no more than 3 in each class. There is some flexibility in the sense of, let's say, for example, you're doing Module 1. If there's another Module 1 class running and you miss your class in the morning, the students are usually open-minded to letting you join in later on, right, for that later class. So sometimes there might be 4 as like a one-off lesson if a student has missed their previous class. We try to be flexible like that to accommodate people's schedules. And I mentioned that we do it 1 hour live Saturday, 1 hour live on Sunday. And the time will be the same, right? So say, for example, if UK time you do 9 a.m. Saturday, you'll also do 9 a.m. Sunday. Or if UK time you do 3 p.m. Saturday, you'll also do 3 p.m. Sunday. So we keep the classes like that, same time on both days. What times are those? I've had a few emails from people inquiring about the program, asking about, what are the exact times? Can you tell us that you're running a Mod 1 class at 9 a.m., a Mod 2 class at 10 a.m., a Mod 3 class at 11? I actually can't at the moment. The way that we need to do it at the moment is we have people join the program who are interested, and then we figure out your schedules, and then we figure them out. So I've taught like 10 live programs now, and it's always worked out. I've never had a situation where we just can't fit a student in. So, hearing that, I know it would be clearer for the students if I could say, our Mod 4 class is going to be at 4 p.m. UK time, and if you can't make that time, then, sorry, right? But it's not like that, really. It's best if you join, and then we figure out your times. And as I say, I've done loads of these, and it's never been a problem. This cohort, as I mentioned, has 18 spaces. The previous cohort only had 15. I've increased it slightly due to demand. I know that there were students on the waiting list, and I wanted to expand it a little bit more as well, because a number of the students who have done this cohort will want to do the following cohort as well. They did Mod 1 in cohort 1, and they want to do Mod 2 in cohort 2. So yeah, of course, because of that, you can join at any level. If you're a complete beginner, you can join. There'll be multiple Mod 1 classes. If you think that you're comfortable with everything in Module 1, you can go to arabic60steps.com and look at the goals for each module. And if you think, look, I'm fine with everything in Mod 1, like I can just join for Module 2, you can still join, and you can join us for Module 2. So that is absolutely fine. So what about like the student experience then? Because this bit being our first cohort for the live version of the Arabic in 60 Steps program, I want to talk about the student experience and what it looks like. So we have a WhatsApp support group for everybody. So all 16 of the students on this cohort are all in that WhatsApp group. And then we have specific WhatsApp groups for each class. And, in the main WhatsApp group, we have pinned the Zoom link, so you can join that class, at the right time. So it's nice and really easy to navigate to. And then for the individual classes, for the notes that I'm taking throughout the lessons as I'm teaching, we have a Google Doc file which is pinned to each of those WhatsApp groups at the top. So you can kind of follow along live at the notes that I'm taking during the class. And then that document has a really interesting function that we've kind of come across by surprise, really. That document is like a bespoke, tailored textbook for your specific class, right? Because, one of the reasons I'm teaching this live is so I can tailor it so much to the individual classes. Some classes we end up with students who have more specific interests in terms of vocab. Like one of our classes, one of the students in the class is in medicine and another student is in business. And there's so many ways that we can kind of tailor the Arabic learning experience for those students that will be unique to their notes. So that's something we've kind of came across, which is a really nice addition to the program. It makes it far, far more tailored. So this next cohort, Cohort 2, will be running from November the 12th, 2024, of course, this year. That's in less than a month from now, I think. I think it's about 4 weeks from now, until January the 5th. Inshallah, that is the plan at the moment. So, I mentioned in a previous video when we brought this program back that one of my main objectives of this is to provide a period of intensified accountability for you and structure. Because if students have joined the program, they've done Mod 1 or they're at a Module 1 level, maybe they don't need to, join a live cohort for the entire program. They might just need to do one module to get them over a hump a little bit. So it has a really nice function like that. So, for example, if you wanted to do Module 1 with me, and then you wanted to do Modules 2, 3, and 4 from the pre-recorded course, then you would be welcome to do that. Or likewise, if you were already on the program with the pre-recorded version of the course, and you feel like you've already done Modules 1 and Module 2, you could join live for Module 3 with me. So that's very, very easy to do, inshallah. Something else I really love about this structure is it normalizes taking breaks in your studies. I feel like when people get access to a pre-recorded course and it's all available for you there, and then you just have an indefinite amount of time to do it, I feel like if you ever stop for some reason, say your sister gets married and you travel for a little while, or you make Umrah or something and you're out of the country for a while and you don't really want to be on your laptop, we have this language around not studying for a little while as you've fallen off or you've failed to be consistent. Whereas I think that is really destructive, because all languages students, they take these breaks. Even university level students who are doing Arabic in the Jamia of Medina, they take breaks during the summer holidays and stuff, right? And then they come back. They have this structure that normalizes it for them, which is brilliant, right? And I wanted to incorporate that into the way that we teach the Arabic in 60 Steps program. So you can do Mod 1 with me over 8 weeks. And then if you don't want to do Mod 2 straight away, don't. Take 8 weeks off, and then come back during our Cohort 3, for example, and do your Mod 2. Right? It's absolutely fine to do that. So I really, really wanted to normalize that. So I'm going to go over to arabic60steps.com just to make sure that I have covered everything I wanted to. So something kind of here that comes to mind is about prerequisites for the program. Because we've had a little bit of discussion about what it means to be a beginner. Of course, it's fairly subjective. There's lots of people, particularly from Muslim backgrounds, who already have maybe 100 words of Arabic from what they've picked up from the Quran, and they could read the script fluently. So in the Muslim community, we consider that like a beginner, right? Right? You've never really studied Arabic. You've just, maybe particularly for an Urdu speaker, maybe, from reading the Quran, you'll pick up words like mawjood and kitab and, whatever else, wazih and makan. There's loads of words maybe in another language you speak that you'll have picked up in Arabic just from the Quran, right? But if someone who's not a Muslim joins the program, to them, you're quite advanced, to them. So I wanted to kind of define that. So a prerequisite to join Module 1 is command over the Arabic script. Okay, I would say if you were to join now, you've still got 4 weeks to prepare. So you could get really sharp in the Arabic script in that time. So being able to read Arabic and having some confidence with actually holding a pen and writing out Arabic, if you're copying something, right? So to actually have some comfort writing from right to left, actually using a pen or typing it, those will be really useful skills. It doesn't matter if your handwriting's awful, because everybody's is. I mean, to be honest, that when I first wrote the workbook for the Arabic in 60 Steps program, I deliberately, in the early lessons, had the writing lines just massive, like an inch high. It's kind of reminiscent of like what preschool children write on with these massive lines, because that's what we're like, when we first start writing Arabic. That's fine. I'm not talking about that, but that really is a prerequisite. And to be honest, that is the only prerequisite. Really, if you come into the class and you can do that, but you don't know any Arabic vocabulary, like even some of the most, maybe like simple vocabulary, walad meaning a boy, or bint meaning a girl, like if you don't know any of those, really that is fine. Like all the vocab that you need is provided, so that actually isn't a problem. But good knowledge of the script is quite important. I'm going to go through just some of the frequently asked questions. You can look at them on the website if you want. So if that's enough for you and you just want to learn more about the program, you can go to arabic60steps.com, or you can click in the link in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. Those of you listening on the podcast, you can go to the show notes as well. And Spotify actually has this system whereby I can leave like an open kind of Q&A. If you have any questions about the program, you can put them underneath there, or you can DM me actually on Instagram if that's how you like to contact me, or email me, sam@arabic60steps.com too. So if that's enough for you, you can get out of here and you can go and just have a look at the website and claim your space, inshallah, if it's for you. But I'm going to go through some of the frequently asked questions for those of you who are a bit more auditory in the way that you like to consume things. You can't be bothered to read a website. Like me, I couldn't be bothered, if I'm being honest with you. I'd rather someone just read it to me so I can listen. So the first thing people have asked me is like, is this course for children? It's not written for children. The youngest children that we've ever had, or the youngest students, they're not really children at this point, is 15. We've had a 15-year-old student complete the program and graduate, but that 15-year-old student was very, very conscientious and very dedicated to Arabic, as were her family. So it's quite rare cases, but it is possible. If you have a very conscientious, very studious 15-year-old who really wants to learn the Arabic language, then we would absolutely consider that. Yeah, in terms of the price, I mean, I'm just going to give you the price. I prefer, if people ask, I just tell you. I think it's bad. I've heard it's bad sales practice, but I'd rather just tell you. So one module, in which we do in one cohort. Okay, I want to make this really clear. At the moment, is £267, right? So I mean, if you were judging it just based on hourly rate, it'd be like £15 an hour, something like that. But of course, that's not the only thing you get. You also get an entire library of Arabic resources that go with this program, and you also get WhatsApp support throughout the entire week. And we also do some homework club sessions midweek as well. So I mean, it works out to far more valuable than that. But I believe I priced it very fairly. I would like actually to increase the price in maybe a cohort or two cohorts time when we've really refined the system, and we've made it much higher value. I'd like to increase the price, inshallah, a little bit, not by a lot, but just letting you know that it is kind of in my sights. So, yeah, I mean, if price is a really big deal for you and you'll need to save up for that, I'd recommend you join earlier rather than later, inshallah. With the price, are there installment plans? Is a question we've had a couple of times. So, I don't want a hardship for my students. Right, like I know there are like much higher priced courses than this on the internet, and I really dislike the strategy even of like some courses will even assist you in taking a credit card so that you can pay it and things like this. Like I really dislike that. I don't want financial hardship for my students, so I'd really rather you just save up for it and buy it when it's a comfortable thing for you. But in some circumstances, I will allow it. Either in 1 month, either in 2 or 3 month installments. I don't want these installments going on for like a year after the program. I don't want that. So, like the very longest I could stretch it out to on a case by case basis with really good reason. If I was really happy it wasn't going to cause you hardship, would be 3 months, and I believe that's £89, maybe £70 a month, whatever it is, for 3 months. That's the most I'd stretch it out. But that would be only for certain circumstances, inshallah. Yeah, so I think that's everything. I mean, just to kind of put things into perspective, and I'll end on this, inshallah, is like how long would it take you to complete the entire program then? What would that mean then? So, I mean, what it would require would be for you to do 4 cohorts, right? Not necessarily consecutive. You don't have to do cohort 2, 3, 4, and 5 for your modules 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can do, cohort 2 and do module 1. You can do cohort 4 if you take a bit of a break for your mod 2. You can, if you want to do another one consecutively, you can go straight into your mod 3 in cohort 5, and then you can take a break, not do cohort 6, and do cohort 7 for your mod 4. It's perfectly fine for you to do that. So it will take about 8 months in total, because each cohort's about 2 months. But as I say, that doesn't have to be done all in one go. I think that clarifies everything, inshallah. So as I'm recording this right now, there are only 13 places left on the live cohort for November and December for the live Arabic in 60 Steps program. Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope to see a number of you on the live Arabic in 60 Steps program. Can't wait to see you in class. Assalamu alaikum.